The Rugged Ridge Spare Tire Brake Light LED ring is for those of you that have a 2018 and up JL that are looking for a way to relocate your third brake light because you have a larger than factory spare tire on the Jeep and or you no longer have that factory spare tire mount. This is going to be a fairly easy install. I'm going to go 2 out of 3 wrenches because there is some wiring involved here, but it's going to be pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do, and we're going to show you how to do it in just a second. So when you're changing out the mount for your spare tire or just running a much larger spare tire in the factory location, you can either cover up your factory third brake light or delete it completely, and you do need to have one in order to stay legal and also to stay safe. So there are a couple of different things you can do. You can relocate the factory one. There are some kits, at least for past generations, that would allow you to move that factory light into the center of the spare tire. All sorts of different solutions. This one here is pretty trick. It's something that's fairly new from Rugged Ridge. They did have it on the JK, but again, a fairly new option, and it's something that a lot of people are really liking the look of. This is going to be a very heavy-duty, high-quality plastic plate that's going to go between your spare tire mount and the back of your spare tire itself. It gets sandwiched in there, and then this red LED ring here shows through whatever detail you have in your wheel. And that, of course, gets wired up with these 2 wires to your factory third brake light wiring harness, and it comes on automatically when you hit the brakes. So this is going to work for anything from a factory spare tire and wheel up to a 20-inch wheel and a big tire. This is going to be a very easy way and a fairly inexpensive way to get your third brake light relocated in a way that looks really clean and is also very, very functional. This also comes in at what I think is a pretty fair price because it is a plastic part. There's really no need for this to be made out of metal. I actually like the fact that this is made out of plastic because you're not going to have any rust issues, especially on the back of the Jeep where you have that swirling wind and you have everything from salt from the road to dirt, water, whatever getting sucked up and really just sitting there for a long time. With plastic, you're not gonna have to worry about any sort of corrosion, so I like that, and it keeps the cost down. As I said already, this part is going to come in at right around that $70 mark. I think that's a great deal for what you're getting, and I think that this is a really clean third brake light solution that a lot of you guys are going to want to be using. This is also going to be, as I said before, a pretty easy installation. I'll show you how to do it.
Tools required for this job: 3/8" ratchet, lug wrench, 13mm, T40, T20 Torx head, wire strippers, wire cutters, optional, 1/2" impact, 3/8" impact. All right, our first step is to remove our spare tire. We're gonna unlock the lock here. And we do have aftermarket lugs on here, so we're gonna use our adapter. Remove this. All right, now we're going to be removing our 4 T20 Torx bolts. Now with those out of the way, we're going to be removing our 7 bolts holding our wiring harness in. They are T20 as well. All right, now you're here, you can open up your door, take off the backing of the third brake light. You can see your connection right there. All right, so I'm gonna remove my third brake light from the housing here. All right, now I'm gonna loosen up these 4 bolts holding on my tire carrier just to slip this out a little bit and get rid of this third brake light mount. I'm not taking them out all the way. And that should give us enough room to remove that. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten these 4 bolts. All right, now we're gonna be splicing into our wiring harness. I peeled back the tape here just to reveal a little bit more wire. And I'm gonna leave myself about an inch, 1.5" to work with. All right, now we're gonna take our wire and strip it. I have these nice wire strippers. If you don't, a normal pair of wire cutters will do. All right, before we wire it up, I am going to mount our light. All right, now we're gonna get to wiring it up. Rugged Ridge did include some butt connectors, and they are a simple install. You just put one end there, use your crimpers. Crimp them down. And then we move on to the Rugged Ridge. Black goes to black, the red goes to the white, which is also power. Make sure they're seated in there nice. And then repeat that process again with crimping the wire down. Now these are shrink wrappable butt connectors, so you just put a little heat to these. It'll seal around that wire and keep it watertight and keep the elements out and prevent corrosion on those wires. All right, that's it. It's a pretty straightforward and simple install and wiring. Just again, you're gonna put a little heat to these and shrink the wrap around those wires to keep the element out. And we're also gonna wrap this with electrical tape. All right, now to finish it off, just put your spare tire back on. All right, that's gonna wrap up my install of the Rugged Ridge third brake light LED ring. For all things Jeep, keep it here at ExtremeTerrain.com.